Does coaching actually work? Are these self-help gurus scams? I've worked with tons of realtors, tons of entrepreneurs, tons of loan officers who want to grow their business. I've given a lot of them pretty much exact playbooks, but the thing about it, 99% of them don't follow through. So what's the real issue? Why do people pay for coaching? Why is self-help one of the number one trending topics on YouTube if most people don't follow the instructions? Here's the real truth. Coaching does not work unless you've hit rock bottom. Let's talk about it.
Marathon, yeah, say that to me, yeah, say that to me, oh marathon, you can say that to me, yeah, say that, you can say that to me, marathon. Yeah.
Please like, share, and subscribe today. And of course, this episode is sponsored by NutriShop Parker, a supplement brand here in Colorado, your one-stop shop for high-quality supplements, protein powders, and wellness products that actually deliver. Whether you're building muscle, burning fat, or just trying to feel better, NutriShop's expert team can help you find what works best for you. If you're local to Colorado, stop by their Parker location connected to 24-Hour Fitness. If you're tuning in from anywhere else in the USA, please use code BRANDON at checkout for free shipping on your order. Fuel your goals the smart way. That is the NutriShop way. So let's really get into it. Motivation is an emotion, and the thing about emotions is that they fade. Self-help gurus and coaches, they sell momentum, not results. But is that even fair to say? There's the Tony Robbins, there's the Eric Thomases, there's other self-help gurus who have genuinely changed lives. So it's not fair to say that coaching in general sells momentum. They don't sell real results because it's not really up to them what you do with their information. I would argue that the majority of their information is correct. But still, thousands of people every single year buy tickets to go see their live shows. They stand in line. They buy the textbooks. They buy the self-help workbooks that everybody sells. And yet the next year, they're completely the same, sometimes even worse. And it's because studies show that only 5 to 10% at most actually takes some of the valuable knowledge and applies it to their life to create some real change. But at the very core of what a self-help guru does is that they're basically like a gym membership. They sell memberships. I had an owner of a gym tell me a little while ago the philosophy of gyms is that you sell 3 to 5 times more than the capacity of the gym can hold, because we already have built into the schedule and into the metrics that the majority of people will not continue going to the gym after the first month. So for them to break even and for them to start making money with the gym, they have to oversell memberships to the gym way past capacity because they're factoring in, like I said, the majority of people will not continue with the gym membership after the first month. Does that mean that the gym membership is a scam? Does that mean that the business model is a model of scam? Does the gym actually have valuable equipment inside? That's question number one. The answer is yes, because people have made gains, people have improved their health, people have even saved their lives by going to the gym. So the gym is not the issue. Is it the salesman who is wanting you to get a membership at the establishment? I would say no, it's not his fault either, because again, is he trying to scam you into getting this gym membership by maybe overcharging you or selling you things you don't need? You may be able to argue that they push a lot of their personal training on you that you may not need. Okay, that's fair. The gist of it is that the store manager is doing this for, honestly, your best interest. Gyms are not super expensive. So if we're talking about your health, which is priceless, and a $10 Vasa membership, I think he's giving you more value than he's receiving. So then it really boils down to, what are we really talking about when it comes to this situation? What we're really talking about is the difference between your personal responsibility, your personal discipline, and what's being offered. But again, self-help gurus in general don't work unless you've hit rock bottom. Another huge craze, another huge fad that was in the fitness community was the Peloton bikes, which exploded during quarantine, but since then has fallen anywhere from like 50% sales to even more have decreased because the fad is over. Peloton's business model was about quarantine, still getting your exercise while you're stuck indoors. They were selling the emotion and not really the commitment. We could ask those same questions to Peloton. Was it dishonest? Is this not really for your benefit? This, like that. And I think the answers are still the same. Whether they're selling the emotion of it or they're selling just a standard gym membership, I think the situation is the same. So this is what I really want to get into. Through my years of coaching, through my years of training, I've realized that there's a button in people. I'm going to call it a button, but it really is like a tipping point. It's more like looking over a cliff. I realized that if you are not at the edge of the cliff, you are really not likely to make any type of move. I have had hours and hours, sometimes 4 hours straight, coaching someone, giving them the entire playbook that I mentioned earlier, only to see that days later, they haven't implemented anything. Weeks later, nothing. Months later, nothing. Even years later, not even one step. So then I started changing my approach that was like, okay, maybe I'm giving people too much information. So then I started giving people during my coaching meetings one task. So for real estate, I would say post on one social media anything you want about real estate. It could be a picture of a dog in front of a house. It could be a picture of you in front of a house. It could be just a picture of a house. It could be just a sentence of you saying real estate. And then I say report back to me after that's done. 99% of people never respond back. They never call me back. Keep in mind, I didn't even charge them. I have not charged a single coaching client anything. I like to teach people what I know out of the kindness of my heart. But then I was like, okay, maybe it's because it's free. Maybe it's because I'm not charging why they're not taking it serious. Right? So I started putting together different types of models, different types of structures. And what I would do is I do the first opening line and says like, do this one thing about real estate because I want to gauge your seriousness. I don't want to waste my time. I want to make sure that we are both on the same page, that you want better for your life, that you want to do your best. So post something on your social medias about real estate, doesn't matter what it is. And then the next session, we'll start charging and we will get into the nitty gritty and we will really learn how to do this real estate business thoroughly. Still the same. So then I said, what's the correlation? Then I really started writing down the type of people who were coming to me. And the majority of them, if not all of them, have reached some type of comfort in their life. They like where they live. They like what their other job is, their day job. They're making a decent income, doing what they're already doing, and they want to do real estate because they see that real estate might be how they get over there. They see that real estate might be what takes them over the hump to really get financial freedom. So like, okay, I would like to get into real estate because I really want to make a life for me and my family, a better life. The honest truth is that that's not enough. I used to think, because of all the movies that I used to watch back in the day, that your family is your strongest and biggest catalyst for wanting success. So many instances in TV that's like, my family needs this. I really want to be the man for my family. I want to be the woman for my family. This, whatever it is. But then when you really get into business, family is not discipline. Your family as motivation fades just like emotions fade. So it made me think that the reason why people are seeking coaching is because there is something emotional attaching to their motivation. But once the emotion subsides and once the hype of trying something new and reaching out to the coach you've always wanted to talk to and getting the information that you thought was impossible to get, you go back to coasting. You go back to the 5. You go back to average. So what really is enough for you to get up and stay up? I think it's the same thing with gym memberships. It's the same thing in entrepreneurship. It's the same thing in every aspect of your life. You have to truly have had enough. You have to have hit rock bottom to some degree. If not, I think it's next to impossible for you to get up and stay with something long term. This is the same type of energy where people wake up 20, 40, 50, 60 years and look back and say, wow, I never did that thing. I stayed at the job. I stayed at the factory for 20, 30, 40 years. I mean, we did well. I saw my kid walk down the aisle. I was there at the graduation. Like, I lived a life. I'm not saying it's bad. This is for people who look and have always wanted more. I don't want time to sneak up on you. So this is really the video I'm trying to shoot today. That energy is what keeps people in the same place forever. And then maybe you won't have a regret on your deathbed, and maybe you will. But just the thought that you might is enough for me to be, me personally, deathly afraid of it. I don't want to be a coulda, shoulda, woulda. I don't want to be a what if. What if is such a powerfully dangerous thought to me because I really want to live. I want to do. I want to become. I understand what it means. Other people have lived average lives. Other people have been semblances of what I am now, but no one is going to be what I can be. Does that make sense? I don't want to go through this world knowing that I could have been more and I didn't. I don't know what kind of psychological archetype that means for me or means for you if you resonate with this, but I know it's important, and I know that if there's a strong fire and a pull in you, I know that you're meant to do great things. So how do we do great things? For me, it means that every time I hear good advice, I write it down. Of course, I pull it through my own worldview to make sure it genuinely is good advice. Because sometimes you hear something and it just sounds good, but it's not truly good. So I put it through my worldview, I put it through my morality filter and make sure it genuinely is good advice. I write it down and I figure out one thing to do today to solidify whatever it is. So if it's like, hey, do you want to make more money in real estate? You have to go meet people. You have to talk to people. I find something in my schedule today. If I look at it, if there's nothing today where I can meet somebody, I guess I got to go to the gym and tap someone on the shoulder and be like, oh my gosh, like your form is impeccable. I don't know what else I'd say. Shoot, I would be like, hey, like, hopefully, you're having a good day today. Like your form is good, whatever. Do you need a spotter? You need a spotter or something like that. Just like go out of my way to meet somebody if that's what I want to impact. So that's how you really start bridging the gap in latency in decisions. And this should be a whole other video topic, because this is another thing that I do with coaching, is that there is a latency between when it's time to do something and then actually doing it. I realized that shortening that latency is the only way you really get things done. So I'll talk about that in a different video. Making sure that you do something one time, making sure that you hear information and then write it down and then find a way to apply it as fast as possible is a key to do better. So does coaching work? Yes and no. It really all depends on you. It depends. Have you looked around and said, I had enough of this life? You look around and you say, you know what? I really do want to be more. And I've finally reached the edge of the cliff where if I don't do more, I will fall. I think that is the only surefire way that you will be susceptible to new information and you will genuinely change your life for good. If this doesn't apply to you, that's just fine. But definitely hit the like and share button or send the link to somebody who you know needs to hear this. If you've already done this, put in the comments what moment changed your life positively. What was your cliff that you were on that allowed you to finally become the new version and better version of yourself? If this is your first time tuning into the episode, this is where we talk about real things. We have real conversations. We have real dialogue. We don't fluff. We don't hype. We just talk about the truth. Coaching is just a mirror of who you are. So it's time to figure out who you really are. Until next time.
Yeah, say that to me. Yeah, say that. Yeah, say that to me. Oh, marathon. You can say that to me. Yeah, say that. You can say that to me.